Here we have the main components of the Jeep Wrangler backup camera kit. This is the harness that the camera is going to plug into. It's labeled Cam In. This is the main harness that's going to go in between the radio. You're simply going to unplug it, plug this in between. This is going to be the power that's going to supply our new camera. This is output 1, so this is going to go to our red wire of the camera. This is the video cable we're going to run from the back of the vehicle up front and plug it into Cam 1. This is our USB cable. You want to leave this accessible so later on down the road, if you need to make any firmware or software updates, you don't have to take the dash all apart to gain access to the module. So simply run this wherever you want, behind the glove box, down by the center console, whatever you want to do. All these extra inputs and outputs, you can add external video from, let's say, like an iPod or an iTouch, any sort of device that has a video signal you want to feed into your unit. We're not going to go into those details because this video is specifically just for the camera installation. Okay, first what we're going to do is simply remove this rubber trim piece to gain access to a 7mm bolt that has to come out. Then you're going to need to take either a really small flat blade or a nylon trim removal tool and gently pry the window switch out of the dash. Once you get that out, there's not much slack, but you're going to gain access to the back of the wiring and simply unplug this window switch to get it out of our way. And then we'll move on to removing the dash trim. To get that switch out of the way, it's kind of hard to see, but there's another 7mm screw down in there we need to get out. Okay, now once you get those two bolts out, all you need to do is simply grab a corner, and don't be afraid to use a little bit of force, and just pull towards you, and you can release all the clips that hold this piece in. So this whole entire piece is going to come out in one assembly, just simply by popping the clips free. There are two more 7mm bolts we need to also get out simply by popping this lower trim piece out. Just pull from the top. You'll see there's a clip there and a clip there. Comes straight down, comes straight out. You can gain access to these two more bolts. Okay, we got those 4 bolts out. We got the dash pad out. This whole thing simply unclips, pull it out, get it out from around the wheel, tilt the wheel down to give you some more room, get it out of the way. Now you have 1, 2, 4 more 7mm bolts that hold the radio in. Take those bolts out. We can go ahead and get behind the radio where we need to make our connections for the camera kit. Now we got the radio out. Our new camera harness, the white plug, is going to go into this empty slot in the back of the radio. And then the other harness we have coming out of the module is simply going to go in between this plug. So you're going to unplug this, plug it into the female side. You're going to take the male plug, plug that male in where this plug is. Pretty simple. So you have everything plugged in. It should look something like this. We've got our new camera harness. This is going to be where our new backup camera is going to plug into. So the video signal is going to feed into the radio here. And then we've got the main module, which goes into this gray plug. And then the other side plugs on into the back of the radio. Make sure everything is plugged in firmly. You hear it click. Temporarily just got everything kind of put back in there just to get the radio back in place to hold it securely so we can go on to the next step, which is going to be mounting the camera to the back of the vehicle. Every vehicle is going to be different. If you have a trailer hitch back there that you use, you're going to have to figure out where you exactly want to mount the camera. If you don't use a trailer hitch, there's 2 bolts on the factory bottom side of the bumper. that you can simply remove, and the new camera bracket will match up to that bolt spacing. So it's a really simple way to do it if you don't have a trailer hitch. But like I said, if you do have a hitch and do use it, you're going to have to figure out where you want to mount the camera. This particular Jeep, you'll see that it's got the receiver hitch installed for a trailer. So what we went ahead and did is took the license bracket mount off, reinstalled the normal mount onto this camera. What you can simply do is take a piece of masking tape, lay it on down there, you get your spacing for the holes you have to drill. Take a pen or a black Sharpie marker and you can mark your spots to drill pilot holes, and you can go ahead and mount this up there securely. Your final step is going to be adjust the positioning. Once you have it where you want it, you go ahead and lock it in with the Phillips on each side. That'll take care of it and you'll be all done. What we went ahead and did, we opened up this rear cargo area here. There's a rubber plug you can simply pry out. You can cut a hole, cut a little slit in here with a razor knife to feed your wire through. And you can get these really long zip ties from like Lowe's or Home Depot. They work really well with fish wires. So you can take this, feed this down through, then from the bottom side we can fish it out and then we can pull our camera cable through. See here we got the zip tie fed on through that hole, and then it comes out here right by the factory harness for the trailer plug. So now you see we went ahead, we pulled the harness through for the camera. So now we got our wiring that we need from outside the vehicle into the inside. Now from here you can simply ground the black wire to any part of the metal in the vehicle back here. The best way to do it is to clean off some of the paint so you got some bare metal to screw, get a good ground into. Then all you need to do is extend our red wire, which is going to be the power. So the red wire and the yellow RCA video feed are the two wires that we're going to have to run from the back of the vehicle. And you can tuck it underneath the carpet over here. Simply run it forward to back behind the radio so we can plug it in to our new module. Okay, we went ahead and we got our wiring from the camera run from the back of the truck up to the front. All you need to do is simply tuck it underneath the plastic door sill trim here. Then in the back you can just tuck it behind the carpeting that goes underneath the seat. It's pretty simple. Going to use the same method that we use in the back to fish the wire through with our long zip tie. To make it easier, I just popped the climate control panel down, just a couple clips that hold it, so you can just pull it forward, it'll come on down. Ran my fish line through, comes down here, attached the power for the camera and the video signal for the camera, and now we will go ahead and pull it on through. Make our final connections to the camera kit, which is going to be our camera input and then our power feed. Once that's done, you can go ahead and power everything on, test it out, adjust your camera, and that pretty much wraps it up. Put the dash back together in reverse order. Make sure you plug in your window switches, obviously, otherwise your windows aren't going to work when you're done. And like I said about this USB cable, for future programming, you might want to go ahead and run this down and maybe just have it accessible tucked behind this panel, so in the future you can always have access to the USB if you need to do any software updates to the module later on down the road. Otherwise, if you don't do that, you're going to have to go ahead and take this whole dashboard apart to get access to the module again for the USB connection. That's it. That wraps up the tutorial on how to install this. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward, and just take your time, and you should have no problems. Okay, Jeep is running, radio's on, put in reverse, got our backup camera, back in park, shuts off, back to radio. In drive, if you want to activate the camera while you're driving, simply press the on button twice, slowly, On the RHB radio, like what this is, you're going to have a 1-second pause between each press. So once, twice. Now we've got our backup image while the vehicle is in drive. So if you're driving down the road and want to check what's behind you for any reason, you can activate the camera at any time. To exit the force mode, do the same thing. Once, twice. Now we're back to our radio. And that's how you activate and deactivate the force mode. That's it. Thank you for watching our tutorial. Take your time. Do everything slowly. If you have any questions or problems, please feel free to email us at info@specializedcaraudioinc.com. If you find that this work is more than you can handle, please bring it to your local professional and have them install it for you. Thanks for watching.